What do you mean, my friend?
You want to explain a little bit, I guess, of this whole situation with Manny and Theo?
Yeah, I can. I'm guessing. Well, how do you know about it, for one? I mean, I don't care that you know, but. You know what? Actually, I'll ask you afterwards. It doesn't fucking even matter. Um. So Theo last week got hurt. With Manny, and has been dealing with this guy for like weeks. Constantly in Theo's head. Theo's been going through a lot of shit where I think I was talking to Ziggy a lot, and she's been working with Ziggy, and more than likely she has some sort of form of DID. And it's been a very rough couple of weeks with her, and Manny has been one of the root problems, not helping with his own instability and just filling her head full of shit. So it came to a head when he was with her. I still don't know the actual details of it, probably never will. But he was with her on a cliff somewhere. She ends up in the ocean near the cliff, underwater for like 2 to 3 minutes. EMS shows up. It takes forever for EMS to get there. He does nothing really to help her. It's just, that's why I don't think it's like deliberate. However, I think he's such a detriment that I don't want her, or don't want him around her, right? So when that happened, I did information gathering, and I was planning to pick him up. Deal with him, with the stipulation that he is done with Theo, like, because he's just a danger to her, right? I'm about to do that, and I get a text from Norman telling me not to do it. Telling me that he has a plan in place already, and that made a request of me not to do it. Right? And I told him I wouldn't. Because I don't know all the details about this. I don't know the details about Norman. I know people's fear of him. I know little bits of what he's done. And I know my only experience with him is something separate to it, where he got in contact with me weeks ago. And just to be honest with you, he helped me through some things. I don't know why, I don't know what his motive is, but he helped me through some things, and I'm in a lot better for it.
Norman helped you through things.
I understand, yes.
Do you know, like, our history, not just mine, everyone's history with him?
I know what he used to be, but I don't know the details of it. I know he's forced people into deals. I know he's fucked
Yeah, you're
people.
looking at one of those
I'm
people.
I'm aware of that, TJ. Right? I am aware of that, and that's I'm not talking without caution. But because of that, I know what he's capable. I know what he is, and he knew things about me that nobody knows. And I don't. And he gave me. I'll just fine. I'll be completely honest with you. He gave me closure. He gave me closure on my sister, and nobody knows about that. My sister died years ago, and I blame myself for it. And I still do somewhat, but he told me things about her, and he told me is shit that he didn't know, and didn't like I didn't go asking for it. He didn't even have my number. He had to get in contact with 4 other people to get my number, to get in contact with me, because I wasn't going to do it. He didn't ask for anything in return. He just straight up told me. But that is separate to this, right? I'm just telling you that's my experience with him so far. And trust me, that doesn't change being cautious or any of that shit, or what he's done to other people, including yourself. Which I don't even know, TJ. I don't know what he's done to these people, because Even if I ask Finn what he's done to Finn, all I get is some theatrical fucking response from Finn. I don't ask other people about it because they don't want to talk about it. So he asked me not to go for Manny. I didn't ask why, but because he helped me through that bit, I was like, fine, look, I don't want to kick the hornet's nest. I don't want him to take it as some sort of insult or take it as some sort of bullshit to target or, you know, get into people's heads. At the moment, it's a give and take. So he asked me not to, and I didn't. I said, fine, look, in that moment, I'll listen to your request. 4 days pass, and this Manny guy is he's still doing shit. He's still talking, he's still yapping, he's saying stuff to Theo in that 4-day period where Theo had lost all memory of anything. She didn't know she was a part of the club. She didn't know what she was doing. She didn't trust anybody. And he was trying to fill her head full of crap, whether it was to stay away from Ziggy, her therapist at the moment, right? Saying not to trust him, or telling her that he loves him, or sorry, he loves her, and then going back on it, just confusing her. So in the interest of not kicking the hornet's nest, I told Norman that I can't honor that request. I didn't ask him for his permission. I told him what I was going to do. And I gave it with the idea of respect. So I went and talked to him, and I told him, this is what I'm going to do. Like, he has done this, this, and this. I can't ignore it. And he told me that his plan, or whoever or whatever he had put in place, was taking too long. And said he had no issue. And that's it. He didn't come and ask me to do this for him. Didn't make a request of me. I told him what I was going to do. But I told him, so I didn't, you know, start shit with him by just doing it and not telling him. And that's it. That's
Wasn't Finn that I found out from, by the way.
I think Finn only knows that I did it, but listen, who'd you find out from? Not that that matters. I really don't care that you found out, but
Well, who else in that story is going to know?
Manny.
There you go.
He really is a yapper. Holy fuck.
I don't think you have a whole lot of the context of Manny and I's relationship,
No.
but every day we talked for 5 years, he and I. I helped him through a lot of shit. He, like Theo, and not unlike yourself, suffers from a loss of a sibling that haunts his thoughts. So yeah, I do have an idea of who he is, and yeah.
But whatever his
Fucking guy.
whatever his dealing, like, he has got his own separate dealings with that lighthouse fucker, right? Because for Norman to tell me not to do it because he's already got plans for him, he's got his own fucking dealings to deal with. the stuff that involves me, it was as simple as I just put it.
Did you make a deal with him?
Nope. I'm not lying to you. I had nothing to make a deal about. That's what I initially thought it was going to be. I'll be completely honest with you. I honestly, that's what I thought. The first day he tried to get in contact with me, I thought that's what it was going to be, and I was going to tell him to go fuck himself and take whatever that was going to be. But instead, he stood there and told me things that he shouldn't have known about myself, and that she doesn't blame me, and that she misses me, and that I shouldn't blame myself. I didn't ask for that. I didn't give something up in return for that. He just did it. He just told me that stuff.
He doesn't do shit without expecting something in return. Believe me.
I'm aware. And that's why I approach any time that this guy tries to talk to me with extreme caution. Not just because he didn't ask for anything there, or he didn't try to make a deal there, doesn't mean he would try and hold that over my head, right? I'm fully aware of that. And that's why when it came to Manny, the first time I spoke to him, I harped on respect. That I didn't know with my own eyes or my own dealings on what he was, right? If he said if he, is what he says he is. But I told him I will give you the respect through everyone else's dealings with him, and what I've heard, I'll take you on your word. I'll until I see different, I will treat you as that. And that's when he told me this stuff about my sister, and I was like, I can't refute it. Why would I refute it? And that's where the second part came. That I gave him the respect of telling him that what I was going to do. I wasn't asking him if I could do it. If he told me he didn't want me to do it, I was going to say, tough shit, I'm doing it. Because it's in that moment, it was harming the club and somebody I care about in the club.
Why hide it?
I never hid it.
You told Finn not to say anything.
Because it's not something that needs to be broadcast.
I mean, it's impacting Theo.
And Theo knows about it.
And it is involving someone that has literally torn apart our old club once before. Like, actually tore apart. So I'm trying to, like, nip it at the fucking butt before it even starts.
Well, for me, it's done and dusted. Like, there's no more to come from him to the Manny situation or anything like that. But I never hit it. I've been thinking about how to, like, how do you even bring that up? Like, how do you talk about it? I've been the main one dealing with Theo along with Ziggy. And in terms of the greater club, I don't need to ask for permission if I think somebody is... Alright, sorry, I know somebody is harming somebody I care about, and a club member on top of that.
I've told this to everyone in the past when I unfortunately decided to get involved with this asshole is that if he ever comes back and affects members of my club whatsoever, that I will personally deal with him. And I don't think you or many other people truly understand what that means. Did you have any idea what it is to deal with him? No, I mean like actually
No.
deal with him.
No. I don't. Honestly, I don't.
Let me put this in context, okay? When I mean deal, I mean he goes away. Like, no longer. So, before this gets started, keep this in the back of your mind. That if he gets involved with our shit, I will deal with it. But it is 1 for 1. I hope you understand that. Do you know what I mean by that?
I think I know what you mean.
Isn't as simple as shooting him or
No,
stabbing him. I made that explicitly clear to him in the last 10 minutes that we were up here. And if he involves or comes after our people again, I will come for him. Just keep that in the back of your mind before we start looking at deals with this guy, okay?
I've never looked at a deal with this guy.
Conversations are disguised as deals. It just depends how far it goes.
He's been in contact with a lot of other people in the club. It's not just me, and it's not just you. I don't know the extent of it. There's been so much other stuff going on, but maybe that's worth asking.
Like who?
Finn? Brew? Probably more. And I don't know what the extent of it is. I know the extent of it with Rue was she was one of the people he contacted to get in contact with me. He's also got in contact with outside of the club Kiki because there was another person he tried to use to get to me, or to speak to me. And I know for a fact Finn because he said it out loud a couple of times. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's more.
Lovely. So what was the behind slashing Manny's throat and carving tattoo, whatever the fuck you did to him?
I had warned him before. I had actually spoke to him the day of when he got Theo hurt, or if he got Theo hurt, I don't know. And I warned him that if there was more to come from it, then I'd take it into my own hands. And I've been dealing with this guy for weeks, DJ, like weeks. And no matter what warning he gets or whatever, he just is persistent. So I dealt with the problem.
Okay. not gonna pretend to be upset about it because
No.
I wasn't really there to deal with or say anything about any of that, so I really don't give a shit. But yeah, I just had a 40-minute conversation with Manny. And apparently there's some shit with Winston and him and Dahlia, whatever the fuck is going on. I don't really.
Has anyone told you about when Norman came back? The day he came back?
Nope. I just stay away from him.
Okay. Norman said that he told me this, and he also told Solomon went to talk to him as well. That the bullet that went through Winston's head was like lighting a beacon in the ocean, and that's why he's back.
Oh, lovely. Just another thing that we've caused for him to come back. Love that.
He told me that he's seen it happen and took it as a thing of time to dip my toes back in it. That's why. And like I've been talking, I've gotten very close to Kiki, and Kiki is someone, you know, she's helped me a lot through things. And I don't know for certain, right? But when he told me that he had something in place, or someone in place, right, for Manny that day, and that it was taking too slow, I can't help but think that something or someone is Winston. The guy got shot in the head and was in the ICU for days. And he's also the reason Norman's back. We're talking about deals.
Well then. Isn't that just fun? All right. Well, this is about the time where I go take a flight out of the city, and I will be back in a week. Enjoy.
Yeah. I appreciate you being back, bro.
Oh yeah, an ode to familiar fucking territory. Love this.
I know, but look, that's separate to that.
All right, I'm out of here.
All right.